Hey guys, Rob from the Off Grid Tiny House. Rob is chilling out here at the comfortable tiny house. And I wanted to get into some SHTF scenarios. What are you guys out there doing to plan, if at all? Are you a prepper? Are you doing whatever you can to stock up now? In case of an emergency or something that happens. Recently, New York had actually quite a few, one major blackout and then another unreported blackout that went on. And it's just this, it's the crumbling infrastructure and the demand of electricity is just going higher and higher. Even though, the appliances are supposed to be getting more energy efficient and on, but when you're in areas that have high density populations like New York, that puts a real demand and strain on aging infrastructure for electricity and pretty much everything else, sewage, water, etc., etc. And the New Yorkers reportedly handled it well. A lot of people directing traffic, helping out, and they came together because they've gone through hell in the past with 9/11 and other events. And wow, I'm so comfortable I could sleep, take a nice nap here. But I wanted to talk to you guys about that. New York is basically like the, what would you call it, the hub of one of the major hubs of the United States, and a lot of stuff happens there. But the way they have it is it's extremely expensive to live there. Everyone's living in basically closets as their apartments because it's just too expensive for the average Joe to, pay for these things. And then again, they're working 2 to 3 jobs just to pay to live in New York. But a lot of people love it and I'm sure they complain, but they're used to it. Oh, excuse me. Oh my God, I can fall asleep here. But in an SHTF situation, guys, how long will New York last without power before people get really aggravated and lose their cool? There was a cheering out in the public when the power came on in New York. And hey, that's pretty sweet. Hey, everybody's got air conditioning again and whatever. But imagine all those people concentrated like that, and then the power's out for a week plus, 2 weeks, a month. How would these people, rent? The bills are going to continue to come in, but a lot of people's job require electricity, so they're probably not going to be getting paid or working. And then if you're short on your bills, obviously they're going to evict you in a heartbeat, right? So that's almost like a savings question. Do you have extra cash put away that is not in a bank? Because obviously maybe you could drive out of state and still have power and get your money there, but a lot of people probably won't do that. And a lot of people don't even have cars in New York. They walk everywhere, right? Makes sense. But that would be one hell of a place to be stranded, and I'm sure I'm not the first to be talking about this. New York would be an absolute mess to escape from, or even to live in during an SHTF event, whatever that may be. So most people that are into this stuff, prepping and whatever, wouldn't live in big cities because that's just a mistake from the first place. And most will have their own little homestead out in the country, maybe a little micro farm, little baby homestead, tiny house, little cabin, and that's that's the way it is. But today's society, guys, we got to be, in order to make a living, we have to, work at a job, and normally all the jobs are in the major cities, right? So it's like a catch-22 thing. But if you're able to afford a piece of land or property that you can go bug out to, is that worth doing? I'm 100% behind that idea. This is kind of the goal of the tiny house, where I have a place to go that is self-sufficient, basically, and good to go. Obviously, it's not perfect, but it's a hell of a lot better than having no options, right? I'm gonna say that's a huge thing. So, yeah, what are your guys' thoughts in the comments about this? Do you have a plan for a separate property you guys can escape to? Do you have a cabin there? Do you have any supplies there? Obviously, you're not going to be giving that information out online, obviously address-wise and etc. But, just put it out there. Do you have something like that? Do you have a plan in place? Do you have a plan to get there? New York, when the power outage happened, the highways and roadways were nothing but cars. That was all the lights you could see in the entire city. And they weren't moving too quick. Because you would imagine, guys, the street lights are out. You're not going to be moving too quick to get through, laneways, turning, getting on the highways, stuff like that. You don't have any electricity to power your lighting situation. So what's going on? And my question is to the the powers that be, the government. If the government is so in tune to being energy efficient and fighting this so-called climate change, then why wouldn't the traffic system be on a backup system in case the main grid goes down? Just putting that out there. But then again, they're only looking at this climate change deal for tax revenue. This is the actual goal behind it. They're not interested in anything else. They say they are, but in the background, you don't see them handing out free solar panels to the citizens that we've actually paid for, so they're not technically free. They're just the middleman who takes the interest off our money, that throws it in the bank and then screws around. And the other thing, this is a real pet peeve. This is not... Well, actually, you could incorporate it into a shit hit the fan scenario. Why? It is 2019, guys. And the government continuously gets more and more money from us. Taxes. Yet, the roads are always complete trash and garbage. I don't know. We came out with something called concrete a long time ago, and now we even have more advanced concrete that can take real beatings from transport trucks. That, in my opinion, if I was in charge, I'd be putting down high grade concrete for all city roadways, and that's just the way it is. Yes, it's super expensive, but guess what, guys? It lasts. It lasts a long time. Concrete gets harder over time, and I don't know. Instead of putting band-aids on everything with filling potholes with crap, or how about investing in technology to actually create roads that don't fall apart? There is roads in Europe that were created by the Romans that are better than the roads we have now, and they built those I don't know, hundreds of years ago. But if somebody puts a road up today with modern technology, 1 to 2 years. Pathetic, guys. Pathetic. Now, obviously, there's other factors in that with weight of vehicles and stuff and use. But really, guys, you could run high-grade concrete on all these roadways. Let them set up for 2 weeks at a time before you allow traffic to run on them. Let them set up for at least 2 weeks, maybe even a month. Because if you're going to do it, you got to do it right. Do it right once, not band-aid everything. But like I said, what does this have to do with the SHTF? Well, SHTF, guys, nobody's going to be repairing roadways and stuff once something major happens. And the roads are going to get so bad that you're better off driving off-road anyway, because there's going to be so many ruts and bumps. And remember, guys, if you're lucky enough to have a working vehicle after an SHTF event, you're going to want to take care of that thing and baby it, because guess what? Unless you're a mechanic and know what you're doing, there's going to be no mechanics around to help you out if you blow a tie rod, blow a tire, transmission blows up, all kinds of stuff that'll just tear your vehicle up is going to happen. So that's the other thing. Do you have a vehicle for SHTF event that can go off the road? Do you have the proper tires for that? And on and on and on. It's a lot of questions to consider and something to think about. So let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on everything. And hopefully you guys are prepping out there. Just another heads up. The crops this summer are horrendously bad. So in the winter and fall, the price of fresh produce is going to be insane, if it's not insane already. So what you want to do is stock up on, you should have been doing this already, but rice and beans, make your stews, make your chilies over the winter, stretch it out to get by, because things are going to get rough and the prices are just going to keep going up. So hang in there, get prepping, and tell me what you think in the comments below, guys. Thanks a lot.